Good morning, everybody. I'm Lynn Mackey. I am the County Superintendent of Schools, and I welcome you here to Las Lomas High and to the 2023 Poetry Out Loud competition. We are so honored at the County Office of Education to be hosting this event now, and so proud of the students who have participated in this event and who have made it to the finals. Poetry Out Loud is a national arts education program that helps students learn about literary history and also just the joy and beauty of poetry. It also helps students with their public speaking skills, and it just adds so much to their experience. I was just talking to Robin that I was a poetry major in college, and the experience of learning other people's work and really studying their work deeply and then being able to recite their poetry just brought so much meaning to the work. So I really do respect all our poets and who have come to this competition. So I do congratulations to our 6 contestants today who are here competing against students from throughout Contra Costa County. I think about 1,200 students participated this year. And so you are the final 6 out of 1,200 students, so congratulations to you. With that, I am going to say good luck to the competitors and let the competition begin. Thank you.
So, today's competition is held in 2 rounds. In each round, the contestants will recite a poem from memory, and our judges will award points according to a set of criteria. The 3 judges will consider 5 different areas and score each one. They give separate scores for voice and articulation, for their physical presence, and for dramatic appropriateness. They give scores for evidence of the performer's understanding of the poem and for their overall impression of the performance. And there's a separate judge just for accuracy. Accuracy is extremely important in this competition. And so that person will be doing that special job. And it's very important to be accurate because each little tiny omission, like the word is a 1-point omission times the number of judges. So today it's a 3-point deduction for that. So nothing is overlooked and everything is assessed. Thank you very much.
We will start with Aaron Yee from Independence High School. He is a junior. Aaron?
April Love by Ernest Dowson. We have walked in love's land a little way. We have learnt his lesson a little while. And shall we not part at the end of the day with a sigh, a smile? A little while in the shine of the sun, we were twined together, joined lips, forgot how the shadows fall when the day is done, and when love is not. We have made no vows, there will none be broke. Our love was free as the wind on the hill. There is no word said, we need wish unspoke. We have wrought no ill. So shall we not part at the end of day, who have loved and lingered a little while? Join lips for the last time, go our way, with a sigh, a smile. Thank you.
Next, we have a junior from Deer Valley High School, Isabella Zendejas.
A Thank You Note by Michael Ryan for John Scholes. My daughter made drawings with the pens he sent, line drawings that suggest the things they represent. Different from any drawings she at 10 had done. Closer to real art, implying what the mind fills in. For her mother, she made a flower, fragile on its stem. For me, a lion, calm, contained, but not a handsome one. She drew a line for me once before on a get well card and wrote, I must be brave, even when it's hard. Such love is healing, as you know, my friend, especially when it comes unbidden from our children. Despite the flaws they see so vividly in us, who can love you as your child does? Your son's so ill, the brutal chemo, his looming loss. Owning you now, yet you would be this generous to think of my child. With the pansy scent, she has made, I hope, a healing instrument.
Please welcome our next poet, Kimberly Huang, a freshman here at Las Lomas High School.
After the dinner party by Adrienne. Dropping napkins, corks, and other non-compostables into the trash, I see that friends have mistaken my everyday chopsticks for disposables, helpfully discarding them alongside inedibles. Pork bones, shrimp shells, bitter melon. Among napkins and corks, they do look compostable. Off-white, wooden, warped from continual washing. No lacquer, no ornament. But anyone who thinks these chopsticks are disposable doesn't live with chopsticks in the comfortable way of a favorite robe. Oversized, a bit broken. Thin paper napkins, plastic forks, and non-compostable takeout boxes constitute the chopstick's natural habitat. Too many I hold dear. With family or alone, all maintain that chopsticks aren't disposable. But if I can make peace with the loss of utensils while breaking ball with guests, I'll be one of them. Not digging in the napkins and corks. Compostable chopsticks are the answer. Everyday and disposable. Thank you.
Please welcome Keyla Morales, a junior at Contra Costa School for the Performing Arts.
Our Love on the Other Side of This Border by Anais Deal-Marquez. Maybe I would have seen you trip over the steps in the patio in between class. Or we would have met on the soccer field covered in mud, and you would have asked my name. That crooked smile spreading from your eyes to your mouth. Maybe I would have laughed. Maybe we would have had a nieve in the plaza, and you would have held my hand after folklorico, or at a fandango where I was learning to dance faster than my adrenaline. Maybe you would have given me a bouquet of mango con chile y limon, or elote con queso, and we'd count all the ways cuetes go off in this pueblo, and would walk the feria at night, wrapped up in blankets, drinking atole. Maybe we would have fought over the meaning of God. Maybe that danzón after drinking the Doritos would have made me cry. Maybe I would have broken your heart over a plate of tamales and ponche. Or maybe you would have just cut me off with a joke. But maybe this land would have been large enough for our hearts to grow. The sun would feel different on our skin, and the mercados with the viejitas would give a calmer pace to our lives. Maybe our cuts would be different here, with enough medicina to move through salt water. Maybe our roots would allow our bones to be enough. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Harper Isles from Pinole Valley High School, where she's a sophomore.
I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, the service, like a drum, kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll. As all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I, and silence, some strange race, wrecked, solitary, here. And then a blink in reason broke, and I dropped down and down and hit a world at every plunge and finished knowing. Then, thank you.
Next, we have Enzo Martinucci, a senior at Cerrito High School.
Fairy Tale Logic by A.E. Stallings. Fairy tales are full of impossible tasks. Gather the chin hairs of a man-eating goat, or cross a sulfuric lake in a leaky boat. Select the prince from a row of identical masks. Tiptoe up to a dragon where it basks, and snatch its bone. Count dust specks mote by mote, or learn the phone directory by rote. Always it's impossible when someone asks. You have to fight magic with magic. You have to believe that you have something impossible up your sleeve. The language of snakes, perhaps an invisible cloak. An army of ants at your back, or a lethal joke. The will to do whatever must be done. Marry a monster. Hand over your firstborn son. Thank you.
That concludes our first round of poetry. We are going to round two, starting off with Kimberly Huang from here at Las Lomas High School.
Finishing Up by A.R. Ammons. I wonder if I know enough to know what it's really like to have been here. Have I seen sights enough to give seeing over? Clouds. I've waded with white October clouds like these this afternoon often before, and taken them in. But white clouds shade other white ones gray. Had I noticed that? And though I've followed the leaves of many falls, have I spent time with the wire vines left when frost's red dyes stripped the leaves away? Is more missing than was never enough? I'm sure many of love's kinds of solve and heal, but were they passing rapids or welling stirs? I suppose I haven't done and seen enough yet to go. And anyway, It may be way on the way before one picks up the track of the sufficiency. The world-round reach, spirits, deep easing and all, not just mind answering itself, but mind and things apprehended at once as one. All giving all the way, not a scrap of question holding back. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming El Cerrito High School's Enzo Martinucci back to the stage.
Jaguar by Francisco X. Alacron. Some say I'm now almost extinct in this park, but the people who say this don't know that by smelling the orchids in the trees, they're sensing the fragrance of my chops. That by hearing the rumbling of the waterfalls, they're listening to my ancestors' great roar. That by observing the constellations of the night sky, they're gazing at the star spots on my fur. That I am and always will be the wild, untamed, living spirit of this jungle. Thank you.
Returning to the stage is Harper Isles from Pinole Valley High School.
In Love, His Grammar Grew by Stephen Dunn. In love, his grammar grew rich with intensifiers, and adverbs fell madly from the sky like pheasants for the peasantry. And he, as sated as they were, lulled under shade trees until roused by moonlight. And the beautiful fraternal twins, and but. Well, that's when he knew he couldn't resist a conjunction of any kind. One said, accumulate. The other was a doubter who loved the wind and the mind that cleans up after it. For love, he wanted to break all the rules. Light a candle behind a sentence named Sheila. Always running on and wishing to be stopped by the hard button of a period. Sometimes, in desperation, he'd look toward a mannequin or a window dresser with a penchant for parsing. But mostly, he wanted you, Sheila. And the adjectives that could precede and change you. Bluesy, fly by night, queen of all that is, and might be. Thank you.
Now we welcome Aaron Yee from Independence High School.
Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts into hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been. Time out of mind. Into the darkness they go, the wise and the lovely. Crowned with lilies and with laurel they go. But I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you. Be one with the dole, the indiscriminate dust. A fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers, quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love, they are gone. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, 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 into the darkness of the grave. Gently they go, the beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go, the intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned. Thank you.
Next up, we have Keyla Morales from Contra Costa School for the Performing Arts.
Truth is, I would like to escape myself by Noor al-Grawi. Truth is, I would like to escape myself, detach my body from my skin, peel it layer by layer to uncover beneath the surface of petals and thorns piled up year after year. Who I am and who I want to be? I want to be the flower that grows in the dirt, the feather that flies free between the cracks of fences. A wise woman once told me, don't worry about you, worry about who you could be. I want to be the woman who sits on a desk and writes pieces of oceans, rivers, on a white space in a place where imagination has no border.
And our last competitor for the day, Isabella Zendejas from Deer Valley High School.
One Heart by Elizabeth Bishop. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost, that their loss is no disaster. Practice losing something every day, except the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster, places and names, and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, my last or next to last of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 houses, 2 cities, lovely ones and vaster, some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I missed them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing is not too hard to master, though it may look like, write it, like disaster. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for joining us this morning. We will see you again next year for the same competition.